Welcome, all my right thinkers. Thanks for tuning in to check out your boy. Default thinking right out here in the lab. Well, I do what I do for you. I got a nice lesson for you today. If you're into, again, we doing initiation. So this one is entitled Initiation with a Spiritual Preceptor. You're about to get a good lesson today. Let's go. Rightism. 25 rules to live by. Storytelling. Story with a message. The message in the story for life. I give life lessons. You tune in to receive them. I appreciate you. The numbers looking good. Let's do what we do. Right Thinker's mission, and that's what I'm on, is to enlighten, inspire, educate, and motivate you, the individual, to a higher spiritual level of enlightenment. Right Thinker's way of life, through mental and spiritual discipline, daily, will help and guide you to attain your goal of spiritual enlightenment, aka know thyself. My mission is that all right thinkers know thyself. This is the purpose of being a right thinker. You come here, your goal is to know thyself in the end. It's the efficacious concept. Ooh, I like that word. I'll break that down for you in a minute. Just want to throw that out there. I just learned something. When you obtain knowledge, you want to share it. I'm just doing that. So that's my little thing. Okay, my personal pet peeve. Let's get this thing started. So I ask, do you know you? And if you're a right thinker, answer would be yes. If not, tune in. I can help you with that. So it's rhetorical. But if you don't have that answer for yourself, tune in. I can help you with that. That's what I do for you. Let's go. A person who knows not and knows not that they know not is foolish. Disregard them. A person who knows not and knows that they know not is simple. You teach them. That's why I do what I do for you. Appreciate you too. Stay tuned. I got more for you. A person who knows not and believes and think that they know is dangerous. Avoid them. I do. A person who knows and knows that they know is spiritually asleep. I can awaken them. I'm the spiritual alarm clock here to wake you up with knowledge of self. A person who knows and knows not that they know, excuse me, and knows that they know, sorry about, yeah, this is the last one. Follow them. They wise. Follow them. All these persons, they reside in you. Right thinkers, know thyself and always, to Maya, be true. Let's talk about right thinkers quickly. It's going to be quick, I hope. So, but it's about initiation. Let's talk about initiation with a spiritual preceptor. I've done a lot of initiation over years in Masonic order, so I get the concept. Hopefully I can break it down for you where it makes sense to you. Let's go as right thinkers. All right. In essence, right thinkers, the entire program of study of right thinking philosophy, yoga, is initiated ritual. You are learning to be your best self. You're learning to what? Know thyself with rules and instructions that you can follow to help you do just that. Sorry. Now, however, my word, a specific ritual, and there's a bunch of initiation, is additionally efficacious. That's my word, since it serves to what? Establish a subtle connection between the teacher and the disciple, which fosters greater understanding through personal contact, meaning that one-on-one tutoring, or so to speak, okay? Teacher-student, okay? Preceptor, disciple, same thing. Let's get the definition for efficacious. I just learned that out. I pulled it up. Definition is an adjective in form of something inanimate or abstract, successful in producing a desired or intended result. Effective, the vaccine concept. The vaccine has been proven efficacious and safe. It did what it's supposed to do. And efficacious, the definition, what does very efficacious mean? Capable of or successful in what? Producing a intended result. Effective as a means or a remedy, etc. A cure, okay? Understanding to get something done. That's the definition of efficacious. If you didn't know, I didn't, so I just learned something. I share that with you like I do. It allows you, the aspirant, to what? To develop a devotional feeling toward who? Your teacher. And the teaching, not so much the teacher, but the teaching that he's giving you, which relate to who? You, the self, your higher self. He's helping you to become what? Your best self. That's my goal. That's my mission. That's my intent. It engenders what? a mystical force towards spiritual aspiration. Even when you do it alone, it's still something there if you practice it, if you know what you're doing. But essentially, initiation is what? It's an expression of a person's personal conviction and desire to engage in what? In a lifestyle which will lead to spiritual transformation. When I came into the Masonic order, I was in search of understanding some knowledge, okay, of self. So I joined on that premise. Why I came in search of something. I came looking for something. They delivered. They gave me what I was looking for. At that point in time, it served the purpose, but it still didn't get me where I wanted to go. That's why I ended up in Egypt. But at the point in time, I joined the Masonic order to transform, and it transformed me to another level in my life. I appreciate that. Always show respect, and I'm going to be a Mason till I die. Why? I took the oath. That's on my conviction. Understand that. So when you join, you part of something, you go to initiation, you're making it what? It's a commitment, a personal commitment to what? To a process of learning the spiritual teachings of that Pacific order, and it's practice. That means you coming into order, to Masonic order. When I came in to learn to practice, and I did just that. If you become a right thinker, studying, listening, and doing and manifesting what you learn is what you come to do. That's what being initiated as a right thinker is all about. For you to be convicted to yourself to do the best you can with the lessons that I give. And you practice them for yourself to what? Know thyself. That's the end game. And the what? It is a commitment. Okay. But the intuition, the initiation ritual, which is performed when it's performed with a spiritual preceptor, also what? Fosters a mystic link between the aspirant and his or her Heka. Remember, Heka's words of power. When I joined the Masonic order, before you come out, they have you sing a song, a hymn, or something for you. The only gospel song, the only religious song I knew at that time was This Little Light of Mine. And I made that the standard from that point on for every initiate coming through behind me, saying that song. Okay, just so you understand it. But you have words of Heka and anything else that relates to what? Your spiritual growth in the practice. Why? Because it causes a deeper mental impression of your divine nature. You're getting better at what? Being a better person. Getting inside yourself, doing things that's positive and that's good. It's personal. This is especially what? Important when in the practice, when you're chanting or Heka repetition. Some people like to chant. And the monks in the monastery, they had their own way of doing things. So everybody got a different way. I gave that lesson last time. Okay. But now the Heka, it acts as what? A cleanser of what? The heart mind. The heart mind. There's a mind in your heart. And it sets up what? Positive vibration from the heart, which will calm the mind and will be able to awaken your spiritual feeling, becoming one with your higher self. Chanting elevates what? The mind again and lifts it to what? The transcendental levels. When they go into that meditation state and you go to chant and something happens from within, not without. That's the difference. That's the purpose. Everything that you need is already inside you. You have to realize that. My goal is to get you to do just that. That's what I'm trying to get you. Initiation ritual, watch this. Now, it's usually accompanied by certain ceremonial rites and specific instructions. Again, when I was an instructor for Masonic initiations, I understood the symbology behind it, the symbols of it, and I used it to that benefit. I tried to instill that in the ritual. That's the purpose of ritual and initiation, to get you to understand what you're becoming part of. And watch this. When you chanting works and the procedure for what? Uttering words of power. When you go into that phase, that's what you do. And it's a specific Heka, words of power, is given to any initiate. It had to be based on what? That individual's spiritual inclination and the attitude and level of evolution where they are with themselves at that particular time. Like I said, I only had one song. This Little Light of Mine. That's all I had. It became the standard, but that's what we do. But in initiations, You may be performed for what? Either individual, one person, or as a group. I would prefer the group. Why? Because everybody can get the same thing, hopefully get the understanding differently, but the same understanding, different for each individual. Again, if it's one person, oh, that's not always good. And as I was going up through the ranks, I had them one time myself perform by myself when nobody's there. So again, when you can walk on your own, stand on your own, you good. Okay. Now a spiritual aspirant or right thinker will be drawn to what? A spiritual preceptor who can understand him or her and what lead them on the spiritual path of enlightenment, giving them information that they can use to help them be what? A better person, to shine from the inside. That little light of mine, I've been letting it shine ever since, and so far it's getting brighter. It's no longer little. Okay, let's go. Now, in ancient times, now this is my ancient times, don't get it twisted. In ancient times, those desiring to learn from a spiritual preceptor, the sage, would come to them. How? With humility and reverence, meaning respect. You approach me, that will get you everything. Flattery gets you everywhere with me. They would bring what? Fruits or firewood to help sustain the teacher and his or her efforts in what? Disseminating the teachings, helping along. When I'm a church member, if the church need me to do something, I'm more than happy to do it. Why? Because I'm part of the church. You offer your services willingly. Okay? Another lesson. But again, when you're doing something positive, constructive, you want to just help out. And you got a teacher, you want to make his life a little easier as you can. Now in ancient Egypt, the people was this, and the government would support what? The temples. Right there. They would support. So that what? The spiritual upliftment of the country might be ensured. What they're saying is the temples, which are the churches, at that time was supported. Right now, clergymen, they get tax breaks, so they give them the same thing still being done to help them do what? To keep it going, to keep the people getting enlightened. Church, give them service every Sunday, give them something to live for, give them a reason, a purpose to do things. That's the purpose of religion, to get you to be your best self. That's the intent. It ain't always the reach, but that's the intent. Ain't nothing changed. That's why I have respect for religion. Those who practice it the wrong way, nothing. Those who practice the right way, nothing but respect. I don't do religion. I'm spiritual. So I have respect for those who practice the belief system called religion. Okay. Now, so that at that ancient times, therefore, when the government made sure that the temples were stayed open, right now the government give 501 money to people to help other people out. There's another lesson. But yeah, they still keep the people in religion. So therefore, when you approach a teacher, you bring an offering. When I go to church, I'm not going to church broke. Why? I need church money to put into the till to help the church. I know it's going to take care of the church building, to pay the bills. So I'm not beat for, the church money going to God. No, it's help to keep the church going. I'm a Masonic order. I belong to an order. I know money is important to keep the house running. So please, if you're going to get something, you should bring something from what you're going to get. That's old school. It's been around a long time. Now, this may be a symbolic object, but realizing that it represents your inner desire to grow spiritually, and you have respect for the teacher who's doing that for you, who you're receiving the lessons from. You don't need to bow, none of that nonsense for me. I ain't into none of that. Okay, my ego ain't for that. But if you are improving, and I see that's the best thing you can do for me. Show me your growth. Show me your spiritual growth. And I would admire and respect that. That's what I give it to you for. So you can use it. And also what happens, you come with what? You ready? Patience to understand and listen to the teacher. And you have a spirit of what? Joy. You're not here by the duress. You're not coming to learn, right? Thinking, well, man, no. Bring the joy, okay? Bring the excitement. Why? Because then you will be able to discover the true meaning of what the teachings really mean. It's not a detriment. It's something that's going to help you. Something that's going to do for you. So come with it with that excitement, fervency, and zeal to serve what? Your higher self. That's what you should bring. And what happened? This does not happen overnight. Again, it ain't instant. I remember guys are coming to the Masonic order and they want to leave out a Master Mason. It don't work that way. Some orders they do. You cannot go in my Masonic lodge and one night come out of Master Mason. I will never do that for nobody. Even though honorary degrees, I never did that. I never conferred honorary degree on a mayor or anybody. Don't care. Again, I was firm then. Back then, I stuck to the rule. Moving on. They didn't like that either. Well, I don't care who it is. The mayor knew it was one of them. Moving on. Okay. But fanaticism. I'm not a fanatic of God. No, I'm not a fan. I'm not running around, God, praise the Lord, all that nonsense. No, I serve him with reverence, respect, and good, rightful deeds, virtuous living. That's how I serve him. Not running around telling everybody how godly I am. That's for religious fanatics. Okay, I'm not one of them. And fanaticism is not a part, let me tell you, that's not a part of real spiritual evolution. It have nothing to do with right thinking philosophy. That nonsense, we don't partake in it. I don't advocate it and I don't practice it. Talking in tongues, no, I don't do none of that. Okay, it is what? A hindrance to what I'm trying to get done. Teaching you. True spiritual evolution occurs in what? Degrees. Sonic gave you 33 of them. It represents the spine of the man, human backbone. 33 degrees, 33 spine columns. Okay, in the backbone. Simple, symbology. That's what it is. Esoteric message, knowledge that you can use for the betterment of yourself. That's all. So there is a right thinking philosophy, a yoga parable that is given to illustrate this point. Now we get to this one. This is one of my favorites right here. Now, this is for all y'all who don't want to go through the rigors of studying, putting the time in. You just want it now. This is for y'all. Watch this. Here we go. Now, as an aspirant went to a spiritual preceptor, I got a guy come to me, asking me to initiate him into right thinking philosophy teachings. Okay, so I said, all right, come to my temple or my class, wherever I had my situation set up at my lab, and study the scripture and attend my lectures and perform the practices on a regular basis. And I will tell you. Know what he said to me? No, my man, no, I ain't got time for all that. Okay, I just want to be liberated. I want to be enlightened from this miserable world I am in now. I want to change my situation. I want it now. Okay, why will you withhold the teachers from me? If you're a teacher, you say you helped it. Calm down for that. I'm all of that. Yeah, you're right. But now let's talk about you. It ain't about me. It's about you. Let's go. Now the preceptor, I replied, very well. All right. I will initiate you into right thinking philosophy this evening. How about that? I will come to your house this evening. But you must prepare a special meal, food offering for me, the preceptor, your teacher. Okay, I'm coming for dinner. Then we're going to go through the initiation. And that evening, the preceptor came, and I was greeted by my aspirant, and the aspirant has set up everything and offered me the seat. Now, as I sat down, he put the food into my bowl of preparing. Now, watch this. The aspirant was about to place the food in my bowl when he noticed that it was full of muck and insects. So he said, please, master, honorable sir, my teacher, let me wash your bowl, then I will place the food in it for you. I replied, nah, that's all right. No, my man, no, that's all right. I will eat from this bowl the way it is. The aspirant was astonished and replied, how can you expect me to put your food in that dirty bowl? See where we're going? I cannot do that. Okay, but me, the preceptor, replied, so how can you expect me to teach you my right thinking philosophy, spirituality, and wisdom if you will not what? Cleanse the vessel of what? Your mind. That means you got to be ready to receive the knowledge that's coming in. The ears of the student will only be open when what? They hear the master. If you're not prepared, if you ain't willing, you won't hear words that's been said to you. You get the concept, and to think you can just get it like that, don't work that way either. So what happened? At that point, immediately the aspirant understood the teachings and fell to the feet of the preceptor and pledged to what? Follow his every instructions from then on. If you're going to be a student of right thinking philosophy, I don't have no intent on doing nothing to you, for you, about you. I'm just going to steer you in the right direction so you can get what you need out of the effort and the energy that you set forth for yourself. The rewards is great. That's what I can tell you. All you got to do is put the work in and you'll find out for yourself. Moving on, I'm about to wrap it up again. Now, you, the aspirant, should realize that any endeavor, again, this is a lesson, in life requires instructions. When you get something out of a box, they give you what? The instructions. If you get knowledge and information, you got to have instructions. I'm here to do that every day. That's my job. That's the right thinker's way. All right. Now, many fall under, what's this? Delusions. Here you go. Our thoughts that the spiritual path can be accomplished how? Without the help of a spiritual preceptor, aka teacher or sage. How's it working out for you? I had teachers. I didn't just start this. I didn't just, no, I tell you, I put 30 years of learning. So I'm a student first. I'm a teacher after what? Putting my time in. I did my time. So now I got the rights to do what I do for you. Enlighten, help you become a better you. That's my intent. That's my goal. That's my personal life mission. I take that serious. All right, let me get this out. All means should be used to what? Learn, but there is no better way than what? Attending a class and receiving the instruction from what? An authentic, preceptor, spiritual teacher, aka a sage. Then only through what? Humility of yourself and total devotion of yourself is it possible for you to truly advance and what? Know thyself. You had to put the work in. And you do that, you'll get the rewards. You trust me. That efficacious is all about getting the results. And I can tell you that you put the work in, the results is yours. Let me wrap this up with, what are you being initiated into? Well, I don't know. Let me help you out with that right quick. Those who wish to become right thinkers, aka they call you Shimsu or Netta. That means followers of the Commission ancient Egyptian spiritual teachings. We know it and initiated into what? Shita Netta and Smatawi. Shita Netta is the religion and its mystic teachings based on varied traditions centered around what? Different gods and goddesses. Smatawi are the logic, discipline, techniques, and technologies used to what? Transform what? The human being from mortal to immortal with what? Knowledge of self. These disciplines, promote a transformation through a movement that purifies what? Your personality and renders it subtle enough to what? To perceive the transcendental spiritual reality which is beyond time and space. After this is a movement from what? Here we go. From ignorance to enlightenment. That's right thing philosophy goes. To take you from one state to another. Okay? Now, from mortality, again, to what? Mortality, weakness, to what? Immortality and supreme power of self. To discover what? You are part of the absolute from which the gods and goddesses and all creation arose. Sorry, but you are part of everything. This, where we at? Okay, now this is a movement toward what? You ready? Becoming one with the universe and the complete consciousness behind it, which is eternal and infinite. This is the lofty goal of initiating into an order of right thinking philosophy. Your goal is to know thyself. So, those who tread this path, right thinkers, must be mature, virtuous, as well as what? Strong physically, meaning keep the body in good condition, mentally being able to think, understand, and control yourself, and emotionally. That's the big one right there. Ding, 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 put a pin right there. If you cannot control your emotional state of mind, you're going to have problems because you're going to do things that you're going to have to be responsible for the consequences of your actions. Good action, good result. Bad action, bad result. It don't change. Trust me. Wrapping it up again, I appreciate you. The purpose of religion, here we go, and its disciplines is to promote purity of the heart and virtue, and these lead to what? Higher realization of spiritual enlightenment. That's the goal of religion. That's why I respect it. Is it reaching its goal? Is it close? Why? Because it's been done wrong. If you put wrong action out, you're never going to get it right. Bad information out, bad information back. Simple as that. So therefore, the next section I'm about to get you into, I'm going to do what? I'm going to present an overview of what she taught Netta, aka Right Thinking Philosophy, and how it relates to Smart Tawi. In the following section, I will present an overview of also Smart Tawi disciplines. We're going to learn some more information. I got you covered. Pay attention. Now, I'm going to end on that note, but I'm coming back at you with some more understanding the fundamental principles of the Netarian religion, aka what is Netarian and who are the Netarians. I'll be back. And in closing, right thinkers, may you all live be 100 and me 100 minus a day. So I never know that right thinker like you have passed away. I'll be back.